When I was in military school, we were issued these brass belt buckles. And when we got there on our first day, a squad leader pulled me aside and said, "You need to remove the lacquer." And I said, "Lacquer? What's lacquer?" He said, "It's a clear film that protects the brass. It keeps it from getting tarnished, keeps it shiny." And I said, "Well, why would I remove that?" And he said, "Well, you really can't get a mirror shine." He says, "If I inspect your uniform tomorrow at Reveille and there's still lacquer on that brass, I'm going to give you demerits. That's how this works. So don't question why I'm asking you to do this. Just do it." I said, "Great. How do I get the lacquer off?" Because it wasn't simple, right? He said, "Well, here's this brasso that you were given from the cadet store. Take it and polish it in little circles with your t-shirt that you're going to use as a rag, cotton t-shirt, dip it in brasso, and take little circular motions really hard, pressing on it as hard as you can. And in about an hour, you're going to see the lacquer come off." And so I said, "Great, better get started." So I had an hour of free time that first night, and I spent it trying to remove the lacquer from this brass belt buckle, because apparently the lacquer kept it shiny, but it also prevented it from being really shiny. And so I did spend that time. And for that hour, I was questioning, is this even like real? Or is this some kind of fool's errand? Is it meant to just keep us busy tonight? Is it some kind of practical joke they play on the new cadets? But at the end of the hour, it was like a miracle. This film just started peeling off. It was impossible to see up until the very point where it wore off. And I jumped up out of my chair and I said, "I got it. I got the lacquer." And turned out everybody else on my hallway was doing the same thing. I was the first one to get the lacquer off, and it gave the others hope, and they removed the lacquer from their belt buckles too. But eventually, you got the lacquer off, and it achieved this insane mirror polish. The belt buckle was at first shiny. With the lacquer off, it was brilliant. You couldn't fake that brilliant shine. You could see your face in it. And once it was fully exposed, it also tarnished every day. So that meant daily work, daily attention, and discipline. If you missed shining your brass one day, you could tell. There was no hiding it. Real excellence begins where the protective coating ends. You keep the lacquer on, you can stay comfortable, look passable, avoid the grind, but an attentive eye will spot the fact that you are taking the shortcut. They will not see the kind of brilliance and excellence that the daily task of maintenance reflects.